I would answer that by saying I think there is a lot that a woman can contribute in leadership because of her sense of awareness to a lot of things that men may not be sensitive. It's not in a way to be gender biased, but it does happen. And I would think that women do have to work a lot harder because of that. A man comes to work generally to focus on his job. A woman comes to work aware that there may be so many other things back in their home that they need to take care of, be aware of, and still learn to refocus. So multitasking becomes like just everyday business to us, and it just happens, and it takes a toll. It really takes a toll on your life. So therefore I see that there is a lack of recognition and actually empathy to that. And it's sad that as women we have to work that much harder to prove ourselves, even with that awareness. I think if you can put it as a regret, I don't know whether to even say regret, but there are moments I feel like that. As a parent, I think one of the biggest challenges was that I had to sacrifice time with my child. I see full-time mothers who are able to enjoy that time. Yes, you learn to compartmentalize, you learn to have quality time, so to speak. And I remember when I used to drop my daughter at school, I used to sing with her in the car and sing along into the school and so on and so forth, which probably the mother who had unlimited time didn't value as precious. But still, having said that, you lose out. There are things you lose out on, and you're more tired at the end of the day to do the things that may be fun. So that was a huge sacrifice. If there was anything that I would say was a sacrifice, the rest of it, if I was to be completely honest, I've just enjoyed. Changing careers. I was raised in a family of professionals, people who believed in a sense of education and working in such fields. So suddenly, in the middle of this professional career in the corporate world, I just loved art throughout my life, and I was very, very fortunate to have worked with different mediums. So I'm not afraid of whether it is metal, whether it is cement, whether it is fabric or whatever it is. I used to work with it. And my parents nurtured and fostered it, although they always told me that I had to get to my books at some point. So I think I just took this huge risk 10, 12 years ago. Technically 10 years as I set up the business, but dabbling with it about 12 years ago, when I thought right there in the middle of your age, I thought, okay, I just need to do something different. So that was a huge risk where I gave up, walked out on an established career and a name, because I was in the marketing and advertising field. I had made a name for myself. I had a lot of clients who were very dependent on me, and I took my time to hand over those brands, to develop strategies for their future, and slowly slip into this. I am blessed that I still have those relationships because I have still been available to them, but still it was a risk and it paid off. I think that's something that every human being will have in different things. Like when you started, my immediate thing was, I don't know how my face is going to be received by people because of a scar I have, but that is very insignificant. But self-doubt in the sense, when you're doing something, is this going to work? Am I taking a chance? So yes, every person will go through that. But the main thing is to go into your gut and to know that if you're sincere, if you're committed, and you're honest to whatever that you have in your mind, I think you'll sail through. I never, I don't know, nothing comes to my mind that I would think. See, I had a father who always was conscious that I was a female, because he would tell me about how I dressed and, you know, things like that. But it didn't stop him from taking me to rifle club and teach me about handling a gun, or, you know, say, do anything you want, you can do anything that a man does, so to speak. But when I sit and listen to people analyze things, yes, I notice that it might happen to others. But if you're asking me directly, me as an individual, I didn't experience that.
Not even in the corporate world, I'm not talking about the fashion industry.
Maybe I was very fortunate, you know. I think I was able to make a point and have people accept it. I think I was very fortunate, because I've seen that there has been issues like that, but the circles I worked with, I was blessed to have worked with true professionals. I would ask every female to think of herself as a leader. Now, having said that, it's very, very controversial, because we still live in a world that, though we talk about gender equality and so much, I also think that we have to be conscious that we are not equal. The very physical appearance shows we are not equal. You go a little further into it, you try to understand the psychology. We are not equal. You look at the way a male child and a female child functions through their growing years. We're not equal. I think it is about accepting who you are, not building boundaries and thinking, oh, you're a girl, you can't do this, or this is a boy and you shouldn't do this. But still be aware that what makes a boy is to be accepted, what makes a girl is to be accepted. If you can focus on that, I think then this world will be actually a much better place to live in. It's all these unnecessary pressures that media itself puts on people that creates a chaos. So I would think that to a woman, to understand that it's a huge blessing. You're a life giver. You actually rock the cradle that can rule the world. Aren't you a leader? You are. So it is to be conscious and aware of what you can actually place before people that would put you in a leadership role. It is very, very unfortunate that insecurities, I think women have huge insecurities in today's world, and media is to blame for that. Though media claims that they are actually building bridges and creating power women, I think it also puts a lot of issues in the minds of people. In acceptance, I think you will find a lot of change. So if we realize that, I remember this statement once, a very, very educated woman said, why do Christians say a woman has to be submissive? Submission is not necessarily being the underdog. You know, you have to accept in certain, when you are in Rome, do what the Romans do. It's a similar statement, because you have to understand we are now entering into a world that was dominated by a man's belief that he had to bring the bread home. So now we come there and we are becoming equal partners. And suddenly we want them, when they come back home, we are out there, we're doing all these things, and then treat us in a feminine, womanly way, when we have also lost a little bit of that identity by trying to be a woman in a man's world. So I think there's a lot we need to understand about all of this. Even though I'm saying it, I might be the biggest hypocrite, because I'm also trying to work out what the world has put in and try to be a better person, a better woman. So we can lead in subtle ways, in beautiful ways that can impact and change so much, because that's how we can see the change we want to see in a man, not by burning the bra. I don't know whether to call it a trait or, well, what is it? To a medical person, it'll be an organ, but I think it's my heart. It always gets me into trouble. So I'll get furious and I'll tell them these are the boundaries and blah 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 blah. And the people who know me know that they can push those boundaries because of my heart. Would I change that trait? No, not in all the world. That's who I am.